What's up, guys? Hey, I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Greg Baldwin.
And we're podcasting.
Yeah!
Yeah, man. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Man, it's good to be here.
Good things are happening, dude.
It's awesome, dude.
It's
awesome,
exciting.
Man.
This is awesome because, like, we're doing this podcast and, like, good things are happening. And then it's like, I feel like we manifested this kind of. Hello again, and welcome to Good Things Are Happening. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Bob Jones.
And he is Bob Jones. And what happened to Greg?
I'm filling in for Greg Baldwin today.
Wow, you're feeling wacky today, huh?
Yeah.
You're like,
I feel good, man.
you are feeling good? Why are you
feel good.
feeling good?
I don't know. Just life is, I went through a period of like 3 days of depression, like heavy depression. And
Oh, believe me, I know.
Yeah.
I got the phone call.
You did get the phone calls. We always call each
I
other,
like
dude.
it. We do. Well, it's good because usually when you're feeling depressed, I'm feeling up. When I'm feeling depressed, you're feeling good.
Yeah.
One day we're both gonna be depressed. And
Yeah.
that's when we go.
That-
That's when we call a guy. You know what I'm saying? That's when we say what's up to Mr. Daniels, Jack. No, we won't do that.
Pablo Escobar, Mr. Pablo Escobar.
Ooh, yeah. Why? What's going on? Why are you happy? This doesn't make sense.
I just came through, a period of time and it just popped out and I'm like, I feel good again. And so that's good.
Mhm.
One thing that's cool, this has nothing to do with happiness or my serenity or sobriety or anything.
Okay.
But I do this football pool every year.
Yeah.
And there was 14,000 people in the football pool, 13,800 or something.
Yeah.
And it's $20 per entry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 26 grand or 24 grand is the after the fees or whatever. It's like 24,000 first place.
Yeah.
And I'm down to the final 15.
Amazing.
The final
That's a lot.
15 out of 14,000.
This is like Squid Games, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're at the very end.
Yeah.
See, I was in that football pool, but I got taken out early.
You did?
I was like the guy in Squid Games that got shot, but I was the guy who got into a car accident on the way to Squid Games.
Yeah.
I didn't even get eliminated by the game.
Yeah.
I got taken out so quick out of that football pool.
Well, like 90% of the football pool was out in the first 3 weeks.
It was a crazy opening. Like those first few games were nuts, dude.
Yeah. All upsets.
But now you're in the top 15.
I have a
man.
1 in 15 chance at like 24 grand.
Woo!
So I got to pick wisely.
Oh man, we're gonna
It's
get
hard.
you're gonna invest it all in the podcast.
I
can see it.
am. Flash forward, if you see in like 4 episodes, we're in like a studio in Maui or something.
Yeah.
Drinking virgin daiquiris.
Yeah, some
doing-
luau girl is
Yeah.
like with the coconut bras. Maybe
Greg on
I'll
the
wear.
podcast.
I might wear a coconut bra.
You
I don't
look good
know.
in a
You won that
coconut
money,
bra.
dude. That's really cool. So,
So-
how do you feel about entering this week?
I feel good. I think I might have to pick Kansas City, which is the big
See,
favorite.
that scares
so
me because
I
they're
know.
undefeated. So it's like they could.
I know.
I don't know.
I
You know,
know.
the longer someone goes undefeated, the more chance they have of getting taken out.
I know.
But
I know.
I don't even want to give you any input because I don't want you to be like, see,
It's hard.
Dustin, yeah, I took your stupid advice and now you owe me 24,000. I'm like, oh, come on, Greg.
Okay, so I'm not going to pick Kansas City.
Don't
And if
pick-
I
Hey.
lose, I'm playing with you.
Oh, God, jeez.
And then I'm going to borrow money from you.
Well, I'm happy that you're doing good.
No,
And,
so I feel
yeah.
good, and that the pool has nothing to do. It just makes life a little more exciting.
Yeah.
On Sundays, that's it. But
Yeah.
so things are good, man. What's going on with you?
Speaking of sports, I went to the Clippers game last night.
Really?
Yeah. I had
Hold on.
What?
You went to the Clippers game because you couldn't afford Lakers tickets?
Oh, shut up. No, this was awesome. This was from the dudes at Viva Pictures, man.
Nice.
They invited some comics to their box suite,
Whoa.
and this was very cool. This was, dude, you
Really?
go in, there's food, there was hot dogs. There's this big thing of hot dogs.
Oh.
And I'm like, I didn't want to look like a fat ass, so I just got one hot dog, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll come back. I'll let a quarter go, and
Yeah.
I'll come back. Came back, hot dogs were gone, man.
Oh.
And so now I'm like, are they gonna refill these hot dogs? But I don't want to ask anyone because I'm
Yeah.
a guest. I don't want to be like, hey, where's the hot dogs? You know? Keep laying hints, like, ooh, man, I could go for some kind of wienerish thing right now. I could. So what I did is I go down during halftime. I run downstairs. I go to the concessions, and it's not one of those. This arena is very high tech.
It's new.
Bro, it is. And
It's brand new this year.
it's facial recognition. That's how
What?
you get into the place. You just grab what you want. So I go in and I'm already, the door's open and it says, "Welcome in, Dustin." And I'm like, "Whoa,
What?
that's crazy." I go and I grab some things and I walk out with a couple of hot dogs and like a burger. But then I realized I didn't hook my credit card up to it. So I think they're going to get charged for it. And I'm a little bit like nervous about that. They're going to be like, "Oh, what's this fat ass doing, man? We gave him tickets to the Clippers box suite and he goes and charges up a bunch of hot dogs and burgers on
That was free in the suite?
Dude, yeah. So, I mean, I'm a little bit nervous about that. But it got me thinking about just how technology is. We've come so far, man.
It's crazy.
You just walk into a place.
Facial recognition.
Walk in and walk out, man. Yeah, you don't get insured. The whole time I was leaving, I was like, is someone going to tackle me right now?
That's
but
crazy.
no, it's a new age we live in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's pretty cool. Who won the game?
The Clippers won.
They did. Nice.
Yeah, Clippers won. It was a good time, man.
That's fun.
And I'm not even I'm not a big sports guy, but I'll go to any sport if it's like an in-game, like especially a suite, bro. Go to like WNBA, which WNBA is cool now.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah, I guess it's like super cool. But
Yeah.
like other sports, I would go to like shuffleboard tournaments if I got like a suite.
You're getting juiced by the production companies now,
a
man.
little juice from the production
You know
companies, bro. Yeah.
You know you're doing good in your career when production companies are taking you to their suites.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. Well, they know I'm easy to buy over. You just get some hot dogs and free sodas. It's like, oh, yeah, Dustin will sign anything.
Yeah. And then now they're going to be like, oh, Dustin, man, that dude charged up a $30 bill on
Yeah,
our...
we're not going to put him in this movie.
I'm happy, dude. Your career's going good.
It's going good. I'm excited, man. Been shooting a lot of things lately.
That's awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So today's guest is...
I'm excited about today's guest.
He's a very special guest.
We've both worked with this person.
Yeah.
A lot.
This is the guy that put me on my very first comedy show.
Oh, man.
I would not be sitting here in this seat if it wasn't for today's guest.
What? Is this Johnny Carson?
Yeah, and I was joking earlier. I don't know. You know, he's responsible for me being a comedian. So I don't know whether to give him a hug and thank him or punch him in the face.
Wow, a lot of people are upset about that. Yeah, there've been a lot of audiences that you may owe a amends to. Nah.
But this did change my life, man. We've been good friends ever since, and we're like, you know, we've been super tight for a lot of years now. So it's been 11 years or something like that. So today's guest, he's an incredible comedian. He's an amazing producer. He produces some of the biggest shows all over LA. He tours the country nationally. He's national touring headlining comedian. He has a comedy special out on Amazon. It's called Walk of Shame, WOK. And one of my closest friends, Mr. Jimmy Shin.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Jimmy.
What's up, dude?
Good to be here, man.
Jimmy Shin. What is
Jimmy mother Shin.
Shin looking sharp. Shin.
Thanks, buddy.
Shintastic.
Yeah, thank you. You guys are two of my favorite guys, and
Yeah.
really glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It's always awesome seeing you, whether it be in just our sobriety thing we got going on or on stage, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like that too. Whenever you run into people that are like in the whole sobriety thing, but it's like, wait, that guy? No, that dude does it. That dude's sober. That guy has a problem. That's awesome. You know?
Yeah, I feel like it's one or the other, right? They're either comedians are either sober or about to get sober. They're really fucked up.
Or dead or banned.
Yeah, or dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
dead, yeah.
Yeah, we got to work together in Vegas, which is cool
that was
because
fun.
we worked there. Oh man, imagine we weren't sober and that weekend, man.
Yeah, we might not have made it out.
Nah, dude.
now-
that was a great time. Laugh Factory.
Yeah. All three of us are doing a sober show this weekend.
We are big sober show.
Big, huge sober.
Yuckaholics.
Huge sober show.
Yeah, it's gonna be very fun.
Probably there's two shows. There's probably a combined 1,200 people, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's gonna be very fun. I'm excited to work with you guys this weekend.
Yeah.
How's it going, Jimmy?
It's going good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this weekend
Nice.
and got a bunch of shows going on. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you got some good things happening in your life right now.
definitely, man.
Yes.
Yeah. I just shot a special about a year ago,
Ooh.
and it's going to be released soon too. So got a lot of.
Oh,
good
that's
stuff.
great. Where'd you
Yeah.
shoot it at?
I shot it in my hometown, Tacoma, Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're from Tacoma?
Yeah, I'm from
Oh,
T-town.
that's wild, man.
Yeah.
I always like that area. I like I was going to say Northern California. That's not California. I always forget that there's something above California. Are there 2 above California, Washington and Oregon?
Yeah.
Wow, I am bad at geography.
Yeah. It's
Man.
the Northwest though, all of it.
Yeah.
So,
What was it like growing up there, man?
I loved it, man. It was kind of the hood, so I feel like I got ranked on a lot.
Yeah.
Made fun of. Back in the day, your friends
That's like
would
a 90. That's like a 90s word, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
80s.
yeah.
Ranked on.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. in a
Yeah,
bit.
people don't rank on each other no more.
They don't
Yeah.
rate. Everyone's the same. So
Yeah.
you can't rake on anyone.
Yeah. No, that's bullying now.
We called
Yes.
it. We called it capping when I was in the 80s. We'd cap on people.
Yeah.
Oh, capping. I
Yeah.
got capped a lot.
Now there's a
Yeah.
new term for capping means something else now.
What?
I don't
is
know.
it?
Like-
We got to
like people
interview.
are
Capping
Yeah.
means shooting someone now. So
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I'm gonna put a
Yeah,
cap
yeah.
in that ass.
But there's another there's like another term for capping that means something else. I forget. What
No
it is.
cap. That's what you're
No
thinking.
cap, yeah. No cap.
No cap means I'm not.
What is that?
I'm not bullshitting you.
Okay, no
Yeah.
cap. That's
I
it.
had to ask a younger person. Aiden, who's on this show sometimes, helps out a lot. He's like 8. He's 17, right?
Yeah, he does
And
our clips.
I was asking him. I'm like, what? I want to run by like slang that I use and tell me if like people still use it. I was like, I say that's awesome a lot. He's like, oh, you can't do that. I'm like, why
Oh.
not? He's like, no one says awesome, and if they say awesome, it's like
Uh-oh.
you're making fun of the person. Like, awesome, man.
Oh.
I know. So
I say awesome all the time.
Me too. It's awesome. I
Yeah.
love the word awesome. I've
I
been
know.
saying it forever, but
Me
it makes
too.
me look like a geezer. So I'm
Oh.
like, what can I use to replace it? What do they say instead of awesome? He said sick as fuck. And I'm like,
We did that. That was ours too.
really?
I had sick as fuck.
Well, I guess it survived and awesome didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome's dead.
Yeah, awesome's dead. Sick
Well,
as
that
fuck
changes
is
everything.
Aerosmith,
Damn it.
and awesome is Danzig. I guess I don't know. One of them made it further.
I can't keep up with all the emojis.
There's a lot.
Like
of
I don't know
emojis.
what all the emojis that like mean.
I
you
just know the
That's
drug emojis. I know
That's-
snow.
Snow.
Snowflake. When you get that snowflake, you're like, oh yeah, buddy.
yeah.
You're holding.
Yeah,
That
you
means they're holding?
send back the dude skiing. You know?
What's the eggplant?
Oh, the eggplant. I think that's a blunt, right?
Is that a
Yeah.
No, but there's a.
I want some eggplant. You know,
Yeah.
some.
Oh, is that what it is?
Dude,
No,
my
it's-
dad sends the eggplant to
No,
me,
he
not
doesn't.
freaking knowing what it means.
Why
What
would he
the-
send you the eggplant?
What does it mean though?
Well, he just finally figured out Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And like
That's like going away now
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's for old fogies too.
Yeah.
Like,
Hold
but
on.
yeah, no, he used to be like my worst thorn in my side, right? When I first started comedy, like, wanted me to be a lawyer.
Oh,
right?
you didn't have a supportive dad?
Oh, not at all, man.
Oh,
He wanted me
okay.
to go to law school. He had a vision board on my wall as a kid
Oh,
that said
really?
Jimmy Shin, attorney at law.
No way. Are you
Yeah,
serious?
they were so mad at me when I moved to California, and my dad used to call me up like, "You're not gonna make it. Move home. Asian man cannot be funny." And now he writes on my wall, still in broken English, like, "You are #1 comedian in the world. Very handsome man," with all these crazy emojis like hearts, eggplants, and peaches.
What?
Hold on. Hold on.
This is true. It might be actually on my wall right now.
Hold on. Eggplant to the peach to the banana. All right. Eggplant to the peach to the banana.
What is that?
Let's start with sexting. If your teen is sexting someone a lot of edible emojis, you have a reason to be concerned.
Oh.
An eggplant. Sometimes a banana is used for men genitalia.
No.
Yeah. And a taco. Oh, what's a taco?
A taco's a taco.
No, a taco's a
taco's
female,
a female.
genitalia.
What?
Yeah.
I even knew that, bud.
Oh, man.
You didn't know about the taco, bro?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know about the taco.
Grapes
That's
also
crazy.
accompany male genitalia, and a peach can be code for butt.
But I knew the peach butt. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, so
God,
it's
this
very
is-
disturbing that my dad sends me those emojis.
Eggplants emoji. He doesn't know though.
He doesn't know, and I don't have the heart to tell him.
I'm
so.
like hungry
You're-
too now.
What,
Tacos,
for-
eggplants,
you wanna-
peaches. That sounds awesome, man.
Yeah.
You're
Sounds
hung-
like
you're
Golden
hungry-
Corral.
You're hungry for some genitalia?
I'm hungry for some genitalia. God, genitalia. Who called genitalia? Is such a weird word.
That
bro.
is, dude.
Genitalia.
Genitalia.
Just say dick. Say dick and pussy, bro. This is a dirty podcast.
We're starting off dirty.
Ugh.
Your dad is the best, by the way, because on we friended each other on Facebook so I'll post something like a comedy post, and then his dad will comment on my post. You're the best man, handsome man, very successful.
Yeah, so he does it on my friends' walls now. It's
it's the best, dude.
That's funny.
But I figure it beats all the negative crap I used to get from him.
I'm gonna add your dad on Facebook.
He might add you, man.
You hairy man.
You funny hairy man.
You very hairy, handsome man.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
He brings you an eggplant.
But you were saying he wasn't like that always. It was like, what do you? Was there a particular moment where he started being like, all right, he's cool?
Yeah, man. I think it has to do with the program a lot. I worked the steps and made amends to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest things was my sponsor told me probably about a few years in, he said, you need to make a financial amends to your dad. And I was like, financial amends? I'm a fucking Uber driver. I don't have any money to send my dad. Mm-hmm. And what he told me was, even if it's $10 or $15 a month, send it to him. So I ended up sending him $100 a month. And every month they would kind of laugh at first and go, hey, we're getting our money back, right? Mm-hmm. And cash the checks. And then after a while they said, we get it. You're sorry. Stop sending the money. But I kept sending them because it's a small price to pay for, spiritual and emotional freedom.
Yeah.
And so somewhere my parents have a stack of checks that they have not cashed.
So he started sending like, oh, you know what? They're not cashing them. Here's the $1,000.
Yeah.
Here's 5,000.
I should have started sending more amounts. Yeah, maybe they would have cashed it though.
Yeah, that's scary.
Non-sufficient funds.
Yeah, you best son ever.
Yeah. But through that process, man, of working the steps, I built the trust back and I built the respect back from my parents.
Yeah.
And that's what really did it. You know what I mean? They started believing that, I was a responsible person and that I was really sober, and those were the two pivotal things that, made my dad come around.
Yeah. You did something really nice for your dad too.
What do you do for his dad? What?
When you bought a new car, didn't you? Didn't you get your dad a car or something?
Oh yeah. That was about 5 years into my recovery. I got a fat check and my dad had paid for a bunch of my cars that I've wrecked, in drinking and partying and stuff.
Days,
doing the wild days. And so, you know what? My dad was still driving this old Dodge Dart that barely made it to his work. And he would drive every morning at like 4 a.m. in the freezing cold to like Boeing, And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get him a new car. I mean, it wasn't like a, Mercedes or anything like that, but it was a Ford and I got him a good car. Nice. Yeah, and it was like the best feeling, and
it still had the Domino's thing on top, but it still, it still had the Red Bull can on it.
Yeah. It still had the police siren.
Yeah. That's really cool, man. There's something about that, dude. But whenever you do, because it's more than just saying sorry.
Yeah.
Doing those really I like mean this thing, and whatever I can do to make things right, let me know. Yeah. Something about that. People respect that.
Yeah. And it was the first time my dad called me up and basically started crying, and said that you're like a good son, and, we all want that validation from
he didn't say parents, you're a good son. He said, you best son ever.
Yeah, you best son ever.
Very good son. Very happy son.
God, I hope your dad speaks perfect English because that'd be awesome. He's very eloquent. We're over here good son. Yeah.
We should have him on the podcast, dude. That would be so great.
Yeah, he's got a British voice. Yeah, so Jimmy was my dude, that's very cool. And now you're doing shows like all the time. Yeah. I see your flyers everywhere. Dude, you always put on the best shows. You're a great comic, but you also have like really great comics on the shows that are just like that probably sell out every time. Who do you think's the biggest comic you've had that you've worked with?
Probably Bill Burr.
I was going to say that.
Bill Burr.
During the pandemic, Greg and I were doing. I'm surprised you never came by and did a spot.
He wasn't. But you weren't sober yet.
No,
he wasn't sober.
I was out there,
but we didn't have just sober comics.
Pandemic was probably
one of the only shows
in
town.
Pandemic, I was staying away a lot because I was like, if I go out, I'm gonna embarrass myself.
Yeah.
Like you ever have those where you're just like, I know that I'm a screw up, so I'm just gonna stay away and minimize damage.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I snorted meth. I was doing a play, and I stayed up all night smoking meth, and I did the play.
Oh,
And without sleeping and doing meth all night, and then shortly after I quit theater. I got offered a job to get directed by the really famous teacher in San Francisco. Her name was Jean Shelton. She studied under Stella Adler, and I turned it down because I knew I couldn't stop using meth.
it's weird. You start doing it because you start just seeing like it's not worth it. I'm gonna like the things that I did do the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
If I would have got that while I was doing it, it would have been
Can you
one that
imagine?
was like, no. I remember Christy was telling me
Yeah.
too. She's like, I'm so happy that you're sober because this is one of those days I would have had to watch you and been like, is he gonna go on the show and be all drunk and stuff?
Can you imagine?
Oh, dude, it takes so much pressure off.
You think you would have done drugs and alcohol just to?
I know
nerves,
I would have drank
right?
beforehand.
Yeah.
I know for a fact.
Yeah.
Because I was one of those drinkers that I didn't want to feel anything. I didn't want to feel nerves, so I would drink, man.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact if I got it while I was still out there, I'm not saying it would have been horrible, but it would not have been. I would have been buzzed, maybe.
God, it's
drunk.
like roulette,
It would
dude.
have been scary. Yeah,
Scary,
it is
right?
roulette, especially
Yeah.
towards the end. You just don't know.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day, how it's like, you know how some people, when they're trying to get sober, they'll be like, go out, try drinking and go out and party and see if you can stop or something. But it's kind of like now, you don't really, like, it's a weird thing to say because you don't know if someone's going to go out
Yeah.
and they don't come back, you know, because there's fentanyl out there and there's just,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we're talking
It's
about how,
scary.
like, alcohol back in the day, like in the 1915 and 1920s was like, there weren't a lot of like drunk drivers and stuff. They had those old timey cars, right? They weren't going around like hitting 80.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
They're-
they weren't
they're
like-
Yeah, but they
slow.
also didn't have Uber.
Yeah.
That's
We have
true.
Uber now. Like,
That
if
is
you're
true.
drinking and driving now, like, you're a real douchebag.
Yeah,
Like,
that
you
is-
could have just ordered a $15 Uber
Yeah,
or
but
$20
sometimes
Uber.
it's far.
Yeah, it's 6 minutes away.
I
I'm gonna
can't
just
deal
give
with
me the
that.
keys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I wonder if
no,
they
hear
had,
that.
like,
No,
drunk-
it would have been the same thing.
I wonder if there's like drunk riding incidents. Is back in when they were on a horse carriages.
Yeah.
Some runaway carriage or whatever.
Well, I heard back in the horse days, you could just get on the horse and it would take you home. You could be really drunk on it. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Unless the horse is drinking too. The horse is like, oh man, I'm
Where am
buzzing
I?
right now. Yeah, bro, I just did a line of tranquilizer. I can't do this. This is nuts, bro. I'm gonna have to ride you.
The horse is snorting ketamine.
I believe it's called cattle mean. Cattle mean.
That's so funny, dude. That's so funny.
Tranquilizers.
So Jimmy, you're the person that got me started in comedy, and he put me up on my very first show.
Yeah, what was that like? So you met him in the thing, and then you had already been doing stand up for a while.
Yeah, I'd been doing stand-up for a while, and I just started producing some shows at the Comedy Store. And I remember inviting Greg to a show. And back then it was like pure bringer shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't getting the big names that I'm getting now. Yeah, man. And he came out to a show, and I think what he was thinking, at least that's what you told me, is I could do better than these guys because they kind of sucked.
They
that
were
night,
bad.
and they were bombing.
Yeah, they were bad.
And so I was like, you want to try it? You know, I wanted to see, you know, because I had heard him speak in the program, and, you know, he was cracking people up. And so I was like, dude, just do your AA stuff. And the funniest part is his first show, it was in the Belly Room. And he does his stuff, and it's kind of inspirational at the end. Like, I've been sober for this many years, and you guys should get sober, type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I still
closer
remember
is
this
like-
guy Quincy, who was hosting,
Quincy Weekly.
who's not sober at all. He goes up there and he goes, I didn't know this was an AA meeting.
Yeah.
So that was his first show.
Yeah.
That's
is
funny.
he held an AA meeting in
His
the Belly
closer
Room.
is like, now let's all hold hands.
Yeah, we
God,
said the
grant me
serenity prayer
to
yeah,
accept
at the end of
thing.
the
Yeah.
end of the show.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was
That's
cool.
so funny.
He did well, man. I mean, for the
Yeah.
first time, he did well, and he had some jokes in there, and then ever since then, yeah, like it's
September.
very,
That was September 12th
yeah.
of 2013.
You remember the day?
Well, it was actually September 11th, 2013. But
September 11th, really?
Yeah, it was September 11th, 2013. But I say September 12th. Just
So 9/11 was your anniversary.
That's why I
That
changed it.
explains a
I
lot.
changed it. Yeah, bombing.
Since 9/11, there have been a lot of bombs dropped.
Oh my god, that's hilarious, dude. I never even thought of that. I changed it to September 12th.
I don't remember when I started, dude. I was
Really?
I was in
You were
high
like-
school. I was like, I can't remember the day. It was
You're
a-
like 15 or
it was
something.
a
huh?
coffee shop. Yeah.
Was it?
Mhm.
That was your first show? I was in a coffee
Yep,
shop.
It was a coffee shop. I had a guitar. I had a bunch of my friends come out from school,
Mm-hmm.
played some songs, and I killed. And then it continued to bomb for like a
Yeah.
couple of years after that.
It's hard, man.
It is hard, yeah.
You know?
It's
I
hard
feel
when
like
your
you
friends
do
aren't
need
there.
that first or second good experience.
You do.
to
Yeah.
keep it going.
Yeah.
And then if you bomb after that, you might keep going. But if you bomb the first time, I
Yeah.
think a lot of people I've seen quit.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want
This-
to do this anymore.
This is
you
my
know?
philosophy.
Hmm.
I think this is, and I could be wrong, but the people that are meant to do comedy and pursue that path and stay with it have this magical first show where it's
Yeah.
the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, they're
And you're
ready
like-
to tour.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
I've had
yeah.
first time guys, man, right after a good show, because they brought all their friends.
Yeah.
And so they do well. And then they're like, dude, I want to go on tour with you. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, they bought their website
yeah.
domain already.
Talk to me in
Yeah.
about 80 more shows, maybe.
It's-
maybe
yeah.
even more than that, right?
Yeah, dude.
To
yeah.
really be ready
I was
to
a very,
feature, you need like
Yeah.
Dude, I'm in my
5,000 hours.
I'm in my 12th year and I'm still terrible.
No, you're not. See, what I did, if I wouldn't have done it so young, I don't know if I would have been able to continue doing it because I was
Yeah.
a very slow learner
Mm.
when it came to comedy. I
Really?
feel like anyway, it took me
You're a
about.
master now.
I feel like two and a half years. I kind of started working the clubs a little bit,
Yeah.
like guest spots, and then I'd say about like 4 years in, 3 or 4 years in is when I was like pretty like I was like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing. a
I
little
think
bit.
that route is the better route, though. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
you became a seasoned comedian. You know what I mean? You went through all the steps, and nowadays, like I feel like people are getting or thinking that they're headliners too fast because they may have like a following on
Yeah.
YouTube,
Couple
or
good
that-
clips on
social
social media.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden, they're people are booking them
Yeah.
because they can draw.
Yeah.
And then you're put in a position. I'll never forget when Jeremy Piven, because he had
Entourage.
Entourage
Yeah.
and he had fame via acting. He was doing comedy for like 6 months and he was already like headlining
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
clubs and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you even do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other comedians were resentful against him too. For
Oh,
that.
yeah,
You
they
know,
were.
they were talking smack
Yeah.
about him, but he's
Yeah.
actually become pretty good.
He has. Well, because
Yeah.
but he went through the things of like going up. He was going up a lot.
Yeah.
too.
That's
Yeah.
he was getting spots.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Because
He was getting weekends.
Yeah, he was. And
You
it's
know?
hard too whenever you're like, I was really lucky too that I started in Dallas, so I was away from industry and things like that.
Oh,
Though
yeah.
That's
people
another
s-
thing. It's better
Yeah.
to develop somewhere else and come to LA. It's brutal developing here in LA.
I can't imagine because
You know?
yeah, it's like even just coming in, if you're a season, it's hard to get spots. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like if you're
Yeah,
just
you're
like starting
literally
out,
competing with like Eliza and Kevin
Exactly.
Nealon to get these
Yeah.
spots
Yeah.
at the big clubs.
yeah,
And yeah, no, it's got to be tough.
So
Yeah,
the-
no, I'm glad that I developed up in Seattle.
Mhm.
I did
Yeah.
it for a couple years. I won, the Seattle International Comedy Competition as
Ooh.
not the whole thing, but I think it was like the best new person.
Yeah. No, that's
of the
great.
year.
Yeah.
But it gave me enough confidence.
Yeah, especially in the
Yeah.
beginning, those
Yeah,
little
yeah,
things.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It was
won
like, you know
fight,
what? Maybe
yeah.
I'll give myself
Here-
a shot in LA, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy won the best Asian community in
Yeah, that's
Southern
amazing.
Southern
The
Tacoma,
best Korean
north of the,
male
north
comic.
of First Street.
Yeah, who's wearing a jacket?
Wearing a jacket and has black
But
shoes
it was
on.
enough. It was enough to get me down here. So
I have so much respect for anybody that's made it through the first 2, 3, 4 years because it's freaking brutal. It is so hard,
Mhm.
you know, to get up and bomb in front of people and do mics, and it's just so hard, you know. But I think it's that
Yeah.
first show you get that moment of like, wow, this is the greatest thing, and then we're addicts. and it's like whatever happens in that brain that like, oh my God,
I need more of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me more
of that. Give me more.
Yeah. Especially us addicts, man. We want that dopamine.
We want the dopamine.
Right.
Dude.
And I don't know that. I mean, I don't know any other life, but if without comedy, I don't even know that I'd be sober right now. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how else I would get my dopamine. And that now in recovery, man, I just went to Europe, did a European tour. I mean,
great.
it's just amazing how big your life can get when you have sobriety,
It really is. It's almost unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
It really is. Yeah. You don't, and if anyone's listening and you're thinking about doing it, you're kind of like on the fence right now, just do it, man. Just
it's amazing.
do it. And it, like I said, it's not for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they can have their drink and it doesn't matter. They can do their bump, go to work the next day or whatever. But if you're one of those people that you got a problem, man, if you do this thing, your life, you don't even know. It's insane, man. I've only been like, I'm on my I got 2 years like last month, and dude, just my life has been insane, dude.
Oh, dude, just seeing
it's
you
happened
grow
quick, man.
as a person and in your career. I mean, in the last 2 years, it's been just crazy.
Bro, it's weird because you know
Yeah.
how you can't, like, towards the end, you can't even look at yourself in the mirror without being like, you piece of shit. You like look at you, you're all
that self-talk, man.
Yes,
That's
all
the
that negative,
worst.
and then you just like are like, wow, you're a good dude, man.
Yeah.
Someone told me one time you get self-esteem by doing esteemable acts.
I love
so
that.
Yeah,
I
that's a good
try
one.
to really do, like, I go volunteer at a central office answering phones and stuff, and it's the best thing I've done. I really think that, like, it's a nice anchor in my life,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Every
Yeah.
Wednesday I go there, answer phones. It's from 7 to 10 in the morning, so like no one calls. Alcoholics aren't morning people, so
Have you got any gnarly calls? Like,
I got a few. Someone was trying to get their daughter in. That was a really sweet one. This dad was just like trying to get his daughter in, and then there was this other one. My friend prank called me the other day. From
I was just thinking that. I'm like, I should prank call.
Yeah, Josh Wendell prank called me.
No way.
Here's what he says. I'm like, he's like, I need to get my wife into a meeting. She keeps drinking, and I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me pull up some meetings. He's like, well, she can't go to. Are there any women's only meetings? Because last time she went, she just sucked this dude's dick. And
She said that?
Yeah. And I'm like, well, they have women's meetings. He's like, well, I don't know if that'll work. She's a crazy girl. She'll do women too. She's a real whore. And now I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
you're like, what's her number? I'll give her a call right away. She might need some support.
And Josh was like, Chewy, I got you. I'm like,
Oh, that's hilarious, dude.
But I was all ready. I had the meetings pulled up and everything.
That's
I'm going to
so
help
great.
someone.
That's so great.
Esteemable things.
Hey guys, I'm Cecily, the producer of Good Things Are Happening. We got a sponsor. It's Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN or virtual private network, a tool that hides your online activities from third parties snooping around and collecting data, like the sneaky bastards that they are. When I travel, I set my location to home so that I can log in securely and work on behalf of my clients. I'm also learning Italian, and when I want to really get immersed, I can watch the news in Italian by setting my location to Rome or Milan. Protect your online privacy. Become invisible online with Surfshark VPN. And with our link, you save 83%. On the Surfshark One VPN Plus, you also get 3 months extra. That's $2.69 a month. Get Surfshark. Click the link in the description or on our website, goodthingspod.com, and surf safely with Surfshark.
Yeah, Jimmy and I speak in jails.
That's
our
cool.
big thing.
Yeah, man.
I've never done I did an online jail, but I've never done an in-person jail. How was that?
Oh, it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I just said awesome.
I just
really
go.
dated
think
myself
you
right
did
now.
sick.
Yeah.
It's sick.
But no, man, he introduced me, Greg did, to jail panels. And it was like, I'm used to being behind the bars.
Yeah.
And to be on the other side, I always wanted to be that guy, the guy who comes in and inspires everyone instead of being part of the problem, right? And
That's
so
very
to be
cool.
able to leave and having, you know, these guys be so grateful, because a lot of people, you know, forget about these guys, man, that are in jail.
Mhm.
And so they need any type of hope, and they need some inspiration, and to go in there and to give them a good meeting and make them laugh and give them some inspiration. It's just been amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the most spiritual sort of experiences I've had was leaving those jails, you know, and just feeling so grateful. you
Yeah.
know?
It's crazy, man, because like we go to this one, it's called Pitches Detention Center, Wayside, in Santa Clarita, and you go through the gate, and then you drive up this hill, and then you go through, like, you give them your driver's license, and they give you a pass, right?
Mhm.
And I have a green pass, which means I can walk around the halls unescorted in the LA County jails,
Unescorted.
which is crazy. But we
It's
go,
funny, they give us little tags too, and it's mine says like escort.
yeah,
So-
yeah.
It's like I need an escort,
They're whistling at
but
you.
it makes me
Yeah.
look like I'm
Keep an eye on this guy. That's what that means. Escort this dude. Keep an eye on him, dude.
Yeah.
Don't let him go anywhere.
Yeah.
He might have a bag of drugs on him. Mine's non-escort, and it's crazy because we walk in and like we go, like there's these different areas, and you go in and like all the inmates are all just there, and like a lot of times they're segregated by gangs and stuff, so you'll see a lot of ones with all Hispanics, all black people, all white people, and it's general population, and you just walk into these little tiers and stuff to and like all the inmates, you know, or some will talk smack to you. Oh, you got some alcohol for me, or, you know, or give me some drugs, or like, or whatever. And then
Yeah.
but and then you go into there, and then we go into this room, and then the inmates all come out, they let them out, and then we go in this room, we sit and we just talk to them. And it's crazy. I was doing a panel at Men's Central Jail, which was like the hardcore jail, and it was in like the mess hall, you know, and
Mhm.
it's like in the mess hall with, you know, those silver aluminum tables with the little circle chairs.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm sitting in the one in the middle, and it was there was a lot of gangs and stuff. So they were all segregated by their race. And I'm telling my story, and like it was a tough crowd. There's like shot callers and gangs and stuff in there. And I'm like, there's probably like, I don't know, 70, 80 people. And nobody's laughing, and usually I mix in some comedy, and no one's laughing or anything. And I'm like, dude, it felt like I was bombing real bad.
Oh, that would be tough.
And I'm like, these guys don't want to hear what I have to say, right? And so I shared my story, and at the end, the hardest looking dude, he's a Hispanic gang member. He had actually LA tatted on his forehead.
Actually, LA or just LA?
No, it said actually LA.
Okay.
Actually LA.
Actually.
He came up to me, and he started crying, and he's like, I
What?
can't. He goes, I can't stop using meth, and he just started crying,
Wow.
and I was like, wow, man, it's so powerful.
That is, dude. Because, you know, the hardest people, man, it doesn't matter who you are. That thing will get you,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And it's so weird because you think about jail, so many people are in there. Their crimes were done under the influence of
Yeah.
something. Like there's like bad people in jail. You know, I don't know bad people, but people who like did some really bad things.
yeah,
But there's people who did things that were just blacked out, that
Yeah.
were out of it and stuff. And that doesn't mean that what they did is not, you know, that's got to be there's got to be consequences
of course.
for that. But it's good that there's a way that you guys can go in and they can hear
Yeah.
the message
Yeah,
of like recovery,
yeah,
you know? And I did this thing last weekend. It was Fred Brown.
oh
Fred
yeah,
Brown Recovery. It's
Mhm.
this, they take people that,
indigent,
huh?
indigent,
Indigent?
low bottom rehab, right?
Yeah. Well,
Right.
it's people who are in jail, but then they get
Oh,
out
okay.
and they get them in, they're in recovery and they get them into
like a halfway house.
yeah, like
Okay.
sober living and
Got it.
stuff. And you know, they were just like regular dudes, but yeah, a lot of them like look like these tough, like, oh wow, I don't want to run into this guy in an alley.
Transitional.
Yeah,
That-
it's a
that-
transitional place.
That's what it is.
But yeah, they're just dudes that have these problems, you know, that have addiction, and they're great members of society. You know,
Yeah.
get them on the right path.
yeah. What was it like going in there and
It
doing
was great,
Yeah,
great audience. Recovery audiences are pretty.
they are.
Yeah. Because they don't want to. Because I feel like sometimes they're like, I gotta laugh, or this fool's gonna relapse. You know, like let's at least give him a laugh. You know?
Those are the best shows, man. You
They
know,
are.
those
They're
the best
great.
shows. Jimmy and I did a show for what was that for?
It was for a traumatic brain injury
Yeah.
people. Yeah, and we didn't really know what to expect. A friend of ours had booked us
Mhm.
and said, "Oh yeah, just go to this hospital, and they're patients in the hospital, and
Mhm.
they're gonna love the comedy, right?" And we walk in, and there's no stage, there's no microphone, there's no PA system, nothing. And we look around, and everyone's like in wheelchairs, and so we're like, "Ooh, this might not go too well, right?" You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
because we don't have any tools, right?
Yeah, at least you won't have any walkouts.
yeah, no one can just we can't walk anyone, right? But so Greg gets up there and he gives the show of his life, and he goes all in, and they're laughing and they're loving him. One of the guys, I think, actually said "I love you" during his set.
Aw.
And they someone can barely speak, someone can't see, some of them can't hear.
Yeah.
And so it was just like such a cool experience to have these people that probably never seen a comedy show before and have them as your audience, It was amazing.
It was so powerful. And then Jimmy came on after me and just murdered, I think this is our strong point for you and I, Jimmy, is we're really good at the inspirational comedy stuff.
Yeah.
With inspirational, but he just killed it. And it's like, I was doing my set and there was a guy in a wheelchair that yelled out, "I love you, I love you." And I went over and I gave him a hug.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was incredible.
Yeah. And then this other guy, after I got off stage, he wouldn't let anybody sit next to him besides me. And, just really touched my heart. You know? It was like,
See, things like that. Because it's like you get, we got whatever you do. I feel like God, higher power, whatever, you got a talent. You're born with something that you're good at, you know, and
especially alcoholics. I feel like alcoholics always have some gift.
Yeah.
To give to the world, but their alcoholism is just keeping them from their purpose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate whenever people say that it's like they gotta get high or drink to do their art.
Yeah.
That's like so untrue.
Yeah. Did you ever think that though? Like,
definitely.
Honestly, when I first got sober,
I
thought like I couldn't be funny.
Yeah, I'll never be able to do comedy again.
That's what I thought I was never going to have fun again because I associated everything with drinking and using. Yeah. And it was really the opposite. Like, I get to like really enjoy and remember shit and be in the moment instead of just in another, place mentally.
Yeah. It's amazing. You're not going to get a phone call the next day from the booker. What the hell happened last night? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Bro. That's gone now.
Terrible
dude.
call.
Oh, it's a terrible call. I've had it multiple times, dude.
And by the way, you were like notorious. Like, I don't think I even knew you that well, but we heard about you.
I was a drinker,
like,
bro.
I heard you did like
places.
shrooms and stuff on the.
Yeah, I did shrooms on. I did a lot of things, and it was just very unprofessional and very just not taking my talent and doing good with it. It was just a lot of like.
And now you are, dude.
Yeah, it's cool.
Know? I think it's just the most amazing thing when we can use our gifts. Your superpower is funny. You're pure fucking funny.
Oh, well,
you walk on the stage.
Greg.
My superpower is inspiration. We're joking about it. I'm like, let me borrow a little of that funny. And I'll give you a little inspiration. Let's swap out a little bit. But
yeah, what did we say the other day? Because someone asked me to speak for like 45 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, how do you do 45 minutes on recovery stuff? And you're like, I've done an hour. Like, okay.
Greg's a headliner.
He is a headliner. Didn't you do some big thing in Bakersfield recently?
Yeah, so I've been getting asked to speak at these conventions. So there's an organization that's called H&I, which is a panel where it's the nonprofit arm of a recovery where you bring literature meetings. It's the jail stuff that we do. But I was the keynote speaker at the California State Convention for all of H&I in California. So I got to be the keynote speaker at that. And I got a standing ovation. It was it was really freaking cool. And then last weekend or the weekend before last, I did a Halloween show, and it was a chili cook-off. And I was a chili judge, and I went around and sampled all the chilies and had to rate them, and then rate the best booth and the best costume, and then
that's amazing.
And then I was the keynote speaker at the end of it for like 250 people, and it was just
it makes sense because our friend Jay Moore actually told us. Remember, he goes, if you make them laugh all night, you're never going to get a standing ovation, but if you connect with them.
Yeah.
In an inspirational way like that, you'll get a standing ovation,
Yeah.
That
was
makes sense.
so
have
that,
you ever had a standing ovation?
Like maybe I think in my career 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
I've gotten a standing
Nice.
ovation, and I've gotten those little ones, but like I've gotten like 3 that I can remember.
Dude,
It's a
you're-
rare thing. Like it's like for
Yeah.
me, it feels like it's one of those. It's like
It's
pitching
hard.
a perfect game almost. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a standing ovation just doing comedy,
It's
but
just comedy.
pound for pound, dude, I swear to God, you're one of the greatest
Well,
comedians
thanks,
out there,
bro.
dude.
I
Nobody
know-
makes people laugh like you, dude.
There's this comic in Canada that got a standing ovation. He was filming his special, but he made up the story about his mom had just died the day before or something.
Oh,
He
no.
totally lied, but he got a standing
Aw.
ovation.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
He pulled a Hassan Minaj.
It was him actually.
Was it?
No.
I
Yeah.
thought he learned his lesson.
Whoa!
Who's that?
Who's that? That's our Good Things Are Happening pod
Producer Cecily Korst. Oh my God, what are you
Yeah.
doing here?
Wow, that's an awesome shirt. Where'd you get that? It says Good Things Are Happening. That's the name of our podcast.
Got it from the website.
What?
Yeah.
There's merch on our website?
Everybody has merch, dude. We can't get away with not having merch.
There's a way that people can support the Good Things Are Happening podcast by buying merch? That's crazy.
What?
It's cool merch too.
Good merch.
It's good merch. Check it out. Good Things Are Happening pod.com. Is that the website?
That is good thing.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
You're right. Oh,
I did.
love when you do that.
Yeah, check it out, guys. We got a bunch of things on there. We got shirts, hoodies. Do we have socks?
We don't have
We
socks.
should get socks.
We should get
Socks are coming.
Socks are coming.
But yeah, if you want to support the podcast, go to goodthingsareHappeningPod.com. Check out the merch section. We got a ton of things on there. And have fun. Spread the word. Spread the podcast.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Yeah, man. What do you got coming up, Jimmy?
Well, I got Yuckaholics with you guys this
Mhm.
Saturday, and then I got the Roosevelt, which is my weekly show at the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's in the theater. Yeah, Greg's on that show as well.
Yeah. I'm doing
And then
that one.
actually, I just got Daryl Hammond on it.
Oh,
So
nice.
it should be a good show.
Nice. That'll be
People
cool.
can get tickets at jimmyshindig.com
Jimmy
for all my
Shindig.
for all my shows.
Nice.
But I'm producing probably like 3 shows a week right now,
crazy.
which
That's
is
cool.
crazy. And then I, also tour.
Yeah.
So I've been really busy. A lot of good things are happening.
Do you like touring or do you like rather staying here in town?
I like to do a little bit of both. I don't like to tour every weekend
I
like
was
some of
thinking
you
that.
guys.
Dude,
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
rather, if I could
Yeah.
make money being in town,
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah,
But
that's what I do.
It's hard
But-
though. I know
But you
that
still
I
have
see-
to go out of town a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you have
Yeah.
to, get your fans and get
Mhm.
exposure everywhere else. But these days, I don't know because Matt Rife made it to stadiums without
Yeah.
doing the whole club circuit,
No,
right?
we-
What do
yeah,
you
yeah.
think? Do you still need to do
No,
the club circuit?
I
to
don't
get-
think you need to. I think as long as I think here's what it is now. As long as you have a place to go up regularly, and you're financially secure, where you
Yeah.
don't have to go on the road to make money, then you can just take your material and put it on the internet, and you're good.
Really?
I believe so. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I. That's
Yeah.
my 2
Yeah.
cents anyway. Because
I
yeah,
agree. I
there's-
think so too.
but you have to have a place to work out still.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you can get a place like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm lucky, man. I got my sweet spot, I think, is doing probably 2-3 shows during the week in town
mhm.
and then going out of town maybe 2 weekends per month.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I do it every weekend, man, I'll be burnt.
Yeah.
I'm just burnt, just sick of I don't mind obviously the performance part of it. That's
Mhm.
the fun part, but just all the traveling and the hotels. And,
Yes.
oh man, even in Europe, man, I just did a little short European tour, and just the traveling on trains and on the tube and
Yeah.
on plane. I was on 3 planes just while I was there. It's my first time in Europe.
Yeah.
And so to do it all sober and to do a bunch of shows, plus, they're actually paying me for this,
Very
to
cool.
be,
Crazy.
in all these cool places. And it was amazing, man. I went to Paris and the week that I was there, and I didn't even know this, is it was Paris Fashion Week. And the
Ooh.
comedian that was going to open the show canceled on them last minute. And so I was just around, just at the right place at the right
No
time. So they had
way.
me do it.
What?
They dressed me like a model.
Bro,
like I got
that
to do
is
runway.
cool.
And then, yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
That is
and it was
cool.
just,
That is huge.
yeah,
dude.
man. And that's what happens. You know, I don't know about you guys, but when you're in alignment, you know, with your purpose and you're sober, like synchronicities start happening.
I
Like,
love
you know what I
synchronicity.
mean?
I'm like just
I
now
love
getting
it.
into that.
Yeah.
And it is
Yeah.
crazy.
That's what I
dude.
rely
Yeah.
on now. Now when I'm like pushing for something to happen,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in the wrong place. You know what I mean? I'm doing, you know, something wrong and I feel kind of like uneasy about it. Like I have one situation that I've been pushing on and I'm had to just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that all things that are meant for me are going to happen despite myself, you know,
Yeah.
serendipitously, right? But go ahead.
No, I was just that whole thing, what you just said,
Yeah.
man. It is
Yeah.
that, not pushing so hard and
Yeah.
just like, but it's a weird line because I'm always like, because I need to be doing something. Like, for example, I'm going to go home today and clip up a bunch of stand up, you know, and that's something I need to do.
Yeah.
But is that me like pushing for it too much? Like, but I feel like
No,
we gotta
I don't
still-
think so.
yeah,
I think
we still
the
that's showing up and doing the
Yeah.
work.
showing
Yeah,
up.
There's
yeah.
a
Showing
difference
up, yeah.
between showing up and doing the work
Mhm.
than what I tend to do is obsess and fixate on a problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go, how do I get this to work? How do I get this to go
Yeah.
through?
Mhm.
You know, do I have to bug them more? Do I have to? And then when I try to bug them, it freaking turns awkward, and then I'm the
Yeah.
bugger. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Instead
I
of
get what you're
the guy
saying.
they want to book.
I've
Yeah.
heard this
Right?
before. Life, you know, it's like you're in a raft going down the
Yeah.
river.
Mhm.
You know, all you have to do is just steer a little bit and just let
Yes.
the river take you down. Let the river do the work
Yeah, you could just enjoy the ride.
instead of
instead
paddling
of- yeah.
uphill or trying
Yeah.
to force it there.
Yeah.
Just kind of enjoy it and surrender and allow things to come to you. But still, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah.
You still have to do the work. You have to do your clips. You have to go up. You have to try new stuff. You have to, you know.
But yeah, I guess it is that kind of like I want this to go viral. I want this to. It's just
Yeah,
like stay
that-
out
Well,
of
none
the-
of those
that-
will go viral.
Yeah.
It's the one that,
Yeah,
you know, even
exactly.
Matt Rife, his
Yeah.
story is he didn't even want to post that video that
Mhm.
went viral.
Yeah.
But his buddy Paul Elia, which is a friend of mine, he goes, dude, you should post it. It's funny. He goes, I don't think it's funny. I'm not going to post it. He goes, post it. He ended up posting it, getting like 6 million views,
Mhm.
and it turned everybody on to all the other videos that he had. But you never know what's going to go viral.
You never know.
Like it's
Yeah.
a generation where Hawk-Twa girl is going viral.
Yep,
Or
yeah.
somebody who says demure, right? And that's what goes viral.
Yeah.
Which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Now everyone's like saying it. Like it's so
it's hard
weird.
not to be resentful. on
Yeah,
that, you know
demure
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
is viral, but my funny clips.
Yeah, I've
from-
been working
yeah,
at this,
yeah.
grinding
Yeah.
night after night.
night, and none of
Dude.
them are viral, but
Yeah.
your demure video just went viral. Yeah.
Dude, I've
Yeah.
been telling the Hawk-Tua story years before her. Never, and for some reason, it never worked for me.
You're
man.
the original Hawk
I'm the original
Yeah.
Hawk-Tua.
Yeah,
dude.
could you imagine though right now how many girls are trying to top that and be the next Hawk-Twa girl, and they're sitting there
God.
telling stories but it's not going to work, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of a
like one of the
phenomenon,
lot- yeah,
right?
it's a
It's
phenomenon.
it's a
It's just
phenomenon.
like-
You can't plan a phenomenon,
No,
right?
I saw a shooting star in Vegas. I don't know
That's a
why.
phenomenon.
That's a phenomenon. I was trying to connect. After I said that, I was like, why did I say that? Oh yeah, phenomenon.
Phenomena.
You know what?
Yeah.
It was a meteor shower though. But you know what I
Oh,
did?
those are cool.
I showed up. I
Nice.
showed up to the meteor
Nice.
shower. I went
Yeah.
out to the desert and I watched them. And
That's
it was,
awesome.
It was very cool.
That might have been cooler though on shrooms.
That would definitely would have been. I was sober doing it too. So.
Like, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the whole microdosing trend?
I just take when it comes to that kind of stuff, I always defer to someone else who's got more experience than me
Yeah.
because I automatically would be like, yeah, let's,
Yeah,
let
that
a
sounds like a
micro-
great
Mic-
idea.
Yeah.
Chocolate and mushrooms?
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
went through my mind. I was like, chocolate and those are two of my favorite things. Dark
Mike?
chocolate's healthy too. You know, like I justify it, man.
Yeah.
I justify anything.
I'm a huge fan of the macrodose.
Big macro
yeah.
dose.
They've been,
Yeah.
they've been giving those macrodoses.
Actually, that's one of my new jokes is I go, yeah, I'm Colombian sober now. That's where you don't drink, but you microdose cocaine all day.
In Ireland, they call it microdosing. You know that?
Micro.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice, dude. So what's going on with you now? What's the latest? What do you got going on? What's next for Jimmy Shin?
I think the thing that, I'm here to plug something, guys.
Yeah.
No, the thing that I want to plug is I got a distribution from All Things Comedy, Bill Burr's company, for
Nice.
my new special.
Nice.
Great.
That's coming out, I believe, in January now.
Nice.
And really excited. It's coming out on all streaming platforms. It's going to be called Walk This Way instead of Walk of
Oh,
Shame.
nice. dude.
Same
Little
W.
play on
I like it.
Little play
kind
on
of
Run DMC.
kind of my brand.
Yeah.
Sticking to it. But
You gonna
I'm
wear it-
excited, man. It was the first time that I really got personal, about my life and sharing some of these, AA stories that I'm telling now on my comedy special. So
Nice.
it's pretty
That's a
cool.
little
Cool.
play on Aerosmith and Run DMC. Dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to bust out some Adidas, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that all those things are happening, man.
That's
It's always great seeing you, Jimmy. I look forward. We're gonna have so much fun on Saturday.
I know.
guys.
I'm
Yeah.
excited, dude. And thank you for
Can't wait.
this. Dude, you single-handedly changed my life, dude. So, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for you. So
Yeah,
I
well,
thank
Well,
you.
you
Initially-
always say I changed your life, but you also changed my life,
Yeah,
man.
thanks, man.
You've got me into jail panels, and
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
better than even comedy.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
It's amazing.
And we've done some amazing things together. We've been on a hell of a journey together. So it's been great, man.
Yeah, more good things are coming.
Yeah, good things are happening, man.
Good things are happening. Nice. Thanks, bro.
All
All right,
you
thanks,
guys.
Jimmy, man.
Yeah, this was fun.
All right, thanks. Peace.
That was awesome. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
Find us on social media and on the web at goodthingspod.com.
You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at Good Things Are Happening Podcast.
We're on Patreon. Sign up because we're going to have some cool stuff on there.
Like really, really, really cool stuff.
So dope, we can't even talk about it. And remember, when life gets you down, good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Help somebody.